Which movie
Ditchin'.
is the best witch movie?
Padded Room Radio is on the air, you motherfuckers. My name is Darian. I am back for another week of horror bullshit. Coming straight to your ear holes, my main man, Jason Harrell's in the house.
Hey.
What's going on, dude?
Halloween 22 is in full swing.
Full swing. Make sure you hashtag that in all of your dick pics.
Yes.
Halloween 22, 2022.
2022.
So you got the whole outside done up?
We did as much as we're willing to do.
Now, what does that even mean, man?
That sounds a little half-assed.
We ran out of go juice.
I get that. I ran out of go juice about 8 minutes before you guys got here. I don't know if you saw my laptop sitting upright. I go juiced all over.
Was that Grindr.com?
Yeah, it's mostly on this wall, but I think I'm going to clean that up later.
That's what those white stains are.
Yeah.
Only swipe one direction.
Right on, man. We've been patrolling your house every week or so, 10 days, and the progress is, the outside is phenomenal. And I've got to tell you, if one were to sit outside of your house for a prolonged period of time and just gaze inside the windows, I feel like there is a horror movie in itself playing out, because you got the one window on the side that has the whatever, and then the one on the front that also has that display. It's like, what do you call that thing?
Well, it's like these.
It's like horror scenes.
It's like horror scenes.
Yeah, that play out. So, but if you're just driving by, because there's like part of it where like a hot chick in like a halter top runs up and she's like banging on the window, and I'm thinking, oh shit, I just caught Jason cheating on his wife. Oh shit, how am I going to handle that? I'm not going to say, should I say something? No, I'm not going to say anything.
Don't even question that her head is like 2 feet tall.
Well, I know that, but still.
And she's a giant.
For a second, I'm just going to kind of say, I'm not going to say anything. So I tell my wife, I'm not going to tell my wife. And then, of course, the werewolf pops out behind her and rips her to shreds. But it's like a whole dramatic ensemble.
Yeah, I do it on, even though it's like the same video. I figured since it plays on the front and the side, it kind of gives you that perspective of reality, seeing it through two windows.
Yeah, and I think you've got it timed correctly to where if you're watching her run, she'll run off to the left from the side window, so it looks like she runs to the main window, and then if you're not, because now you're following her and you're invested in her, so you won't see her get killed in this window, but you'll see her bang on the windows again for a second time in the main window, and then the werewolf pops out. And so you basically gave her another 14 seconds of life.
What is hilarious is that you have made up all of that because it's one signal split to two TVs.
I've spent a lot of time outside of your house. Me and my kids.
It is the exact same video, just with a splitter.
Simultaneously?
Simultaneous.
Okay.
Wow.
To the nanosecond.
Oh, shit. I did not notice that.
It's like I said, it's kind of a forced perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, it's putting off the illusion.
Maybe it's because I'm following her around the corner.
With your hand in your pants. And
of course. I'm going to save you, sweetie.
Yeah, we've got two 50-inch televisions playing in those two windows. Then we have a smaller one and a third window that just plays like Happy Little Ghosts.
I've seen that one, too.
Sarah's office.
That's very cool. Right on. Buddy is also in the house.
Hey!
Buddy, what's up with you, big dog?
Working stuff.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you doing 31 for 31?
Nope.
You motherfucker. How dare you? How dare you come to my house and not do 31 for 31? It's October 4th, sir.
We're 3 days strong.
I'm 4 days strong. No, I'm going to finish it after
I actually completely forgot all about it.
How dare you? I'm offended. You triggered me. Right on, man. So just work? You busy at work?
Yeah, working on a PowerPoint that I got to do a presentation for on Thursday. Yep.
I didn't invite Colin Robinson into my house, but he has arrived. Yeah. I can feel the life force being sucked out of me. Right on, man. Violet is also in the house. She's not going to turn her microphone on until we get later on in the show when we ask her to rate penises and things like that. Are you down, Violet? Oh, yeah. She doesn't want anything to do with this.
I know I am. She's quite the penis rater.
I've heard. She gave me a solid 4. And I am proud of that 4, and I will stand by the 4.
It was at 1%.
I don't know what that even means.
1% black.
Oh, yeah, that got me from 3 to 4.
It's one. Yeah. It's 1 point per centimeter.
There it is, dude. 4 inches of dangling intimidation. Right on, man. Well, gentlemen, I have an announcement to make.
Do you?
This last Sunday, I completed the Rock Reno half marathon.
Wow, congratulations.
Oh, fuck me, it was tough. Dude, from time to time, I forget that I am 44 years old.
Until you get done with
Until I get done, I'm still recovering.
Your knees, remember.
You look pretty good for just doing that.
Well, I'll tell you what, my knees are fine. My knees, oddly enough, are not the problem.
Feet?
Feet are... I got blisters. Ooh. I got got road rash. My balls look like Freddy Krueger.
Shaved nipples?
Oh, yeah. Did you get that again?
No. I got pasties that I wear.
Oh.
I got like these,
yeah, did you?
Yeah, I do. No, I got like a whole thing from Amazon. They have a men's pasty section.
That's cute.
Yeah, it is cute, actually. But,
Chuck's mouth.
It is. He can't run that fast. So I had 2 goals in mind when I started this fucking thing. Number 1, don't stop running.
Right.
I'm happy to report that I did not stop running for the full 13.1.
Wow, very
Number
cool.
2, bring it in under 2 hours. My finish time, 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 33 seconds.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I did it. But goddamn,
takes me 2 hours to drive that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Goddamn, am I hurting? I can't sleep because I'm too fucking sore. I'm dehydrated, malnourished. My boss said I look like a zombie. So,
well, you look really good today.
Well, thank you very much, buddy.
I wouldn't have been able to tell.
I've been drinking since I got home.
Perfect.
So
that explains everything.
That helps quite a bit.
Way to recover.
Helps with the dehydration too.
It does too.
That's right.
I'm going to get one of those help me, I've fallen and I can't get up bracelets. What do you call those? Yeah. Life alerts.
Life alerts,
I'm going to get a life alert.
I'll bring one over for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right on, dudes. Well, we got a real horror show to get into here, kids. We got listener mail, horror news, a movie or 2 to talk about. Let's kick things off with a little horror news, fellas. What do you say?
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Horror news.
Booyah! Jason, what do you got?
Not a thing.
Not a goddamn thing,
you know,
buddy?
I don't follow that stuff.
Why would you do that? Don't do that.
Spoilers.
You're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Too many spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers too.
That's why you listen to us.
Yep.
We're going to bring you all the spoilers.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you got, buddy?
All right, Halloween Ends, the official movie novelization, will release this month on October 18th.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know that I need to read Halloween Ends, the novelization.
Mm-mm.
I don't know why.
Is that like 50 pages of just like breathes?
Yeah.
Exhales. Huffs.
Picture 2 eyeballs looking at a bush.
Lurking.
Bueller.
More lurking.
Michael.
Pretty much.
Beast, starring Idris Elba, claws its way onto Peacock this week.
See what they did there. Claws its way.
See there. That's good stuff. Hey, that's
you guys
stuff.
familiar with this?
I am. Yeah. And so here's the thing, man. I'll be the first to admit that I'm gay for Idris Elba. Mm-hmm. I love that guy. This movie has been widely panned and I think flopped at the regular box office.
56 million in theaters worldwide.
Okay, but I think it cost like $100 million.
Yeah, that I don't know.
So, I mean, I don't know, dude. From what I understand, it's basically Idris Elba versus a tiger.
That is exactly how I've heard it described.
Yeah. I mean, that's all there is to it.
The trailer says it all.
Yeah, you go into it watching him, watching a beast. There you go. Yeah.
And it's a lion, not a tiger.
Oh.
My.
Excuse the shit out of me.
Big difference.
I hope he isn't lying around.
Oh.
Hey-o!
You ain't lying.
Booyah!
Oh, fuck yeah.
Free of charge, that one. Next one is going to cost you.
So Peacock will be the exclusive streaming home for this film.
I'll check it out.
Oh, yeah, me too. And I know you're excited for this one, Darian.
I am.
Hocus Pocus 2.
Suck my dick.
Delivers the #1 film premiere on Disney Plus to date.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's right. And that stat is based on hours watched domestically in the first 3 days, says Disney Plus.
That's because of most of all the other shit that they put on there was
crap.
I mean, kind of, crap. Either crap or things that were previously, in a library anyway.
Look, if it's on Disney Plus and it doesn't have Darth Vader or Iron Man, then all you're left with is apparently Hocus Pocus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, dude. And for the life of me, I do not understand the love for this movie.
I agree.
I don't get it. I've heard grown-ass men expunge to me the virtues of Hocus Pocus.
Do those same men collect My Little Pony figures?
Quite possibly. Okay. I didn't really delve into their personal lives. I don't know that I want to associate with
I don't hate the movie. But we watch it every Halloween.
Okay.
Because it does have a lot of Halloween vibe and nostalgia and visuals and stuff. But I still don't really care for it that much.
I'm going to make a bold statement. And I'm ready to defend myself.
Okay.
Hobie Halloween, better than Hocus Pocus.
I would
Come at me! I'll fight you!
I would say Hocus Pocus is better.
It's because of the Adam Sandler.
Boy, he is extra as fuck. But I will say that the old Hubie Halloween has just a colon-packed feast of Halloween.
Totally. Yeah. It's all Halloween-y.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that reason... I have like a list of Halloween movies that I watch with my kids. That is on it. Dark Shadows is on it, despite the blowjob situation. I'm looking forward to Rob Zombie's The Munsters.
What is the blowjob situation?
You don't? Yeah, have you seen Dark Shadows?
No, I just picked it up though.
Okay, there is a blowjob situation, which if you're watching with your kids, they're going to ask what she's doing down there, and you're going to have to be like, I think she's looking at his shoes.
Interesting.
Or I can't use the word blowjob because my daughter called another kid a blowjob.
Nah.
Yeah, at preschool, and then I had to pick her up early that day. Well, at first she called him a piece of shit, and then she told me that he was being a blowjob.
Which one of those did the school frown?
So I got called to the school because she loudly and in front of a lot of other kids said, "You piece of shit," to another kid. And then that's when I had to take off work early to go pick her up. And then well, now we're going off on a tangent
I say parenting done right.
Well, so I'm okay. All right, no, I might as well tell the whole goddamn story now. So I get called at work. This was probably about a year ago. She was still in preschool. Mr. Brock, there's been an incident with your daughter. You need to come get her. Mm-hmm. They don't say anything more than that. Right. So I'm thinking, Jesus fucking Christ. School shooter, bomb threat, I don't know. I go...
Hurt herself, something.
Yeah, something bleeding. I don't know. I go hauling ass over there. I get there, and the 21-year-old college student with the zit face brings me in, takes me into a side closet where I have to sit in one of those toddler chairs with my knees to my chest.
To your chin?
Hey, yeah, let me tell you something. This chick woke up that morning wanting, dying, to need... She just felt that she had to tell somebody how to raise their kids. And I happened to be the guy that fell into the trap. And she just laid, Mr. Brock, let me tell you something. Kids are like sponges. They absorb everything, and you need to watch your vocabulary.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm like, wait, I don't know. She said she called Carter a piece of shit. Loudly. We all heard it. Mr. Piece of shit.
Well, is he?
Did you say you're acting like a piece of shit, ma'am?
So, no, I'm trying to be the good dad. I'm like, oh, you're right. I'm very sorry. Clearly, she heard it from me or my wife or something we saw. I'm terribly sorry. You're exactly right. At the end of this dressing down that I received, and let me tell you, our friend Dusty?
Yeah.
And he's got those deer heads on the wall. I felt like one of those fucking heads on the wall during this lecture that I received. Finally, at the end of all this, I'm like, okay, you're right. Alasia, or whatever the fuck your name is. Okay, can I just... My daughter, she's sitting right next to me in one of the toddler chairs. I'm like, okay, I'm very sorry. Look, my daughter is, she's not a bully, but she does have a big brother, and she knows to stand up for herself. May I ask the context in which the piece of shit statement was made? And they're like, well, we don't know. We just heard piece of shit. Okay, I look over at Daphne. Daphne, did you call Carter a piece of shit? I did, Daddy. May I ask why you called Carter a piece of shit?
Because motherfucker seemed extreme.
He was being a real blowjob, Daddy.
Oh my gosh!
All right, I'm gonna go stand in the corner. I'm gonna do the time for her.
She got that one for me.
That's a whole ass thing, and I don't know where to go from there. Anyway,
nice.
Bringing it full circle, there is a blowjob situation in Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp.
Hell, I had forgotten about that part of the conversation.
Yeah, that's where we started, and then it came full circle back to blowjobs and how kids get involved.
Oh my goodness!
All right, buddy, what else you got, man?
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Jeez, I forgot we were still doing
horror news.
What else do you got?
That's going in the show notes. Being a real blowjob. So here's the thing, boys. I have tantalized and titillated you guys with news of a possible Crow reboot. And I'm here to tell you today that the Crow reboot starring Bill Skarsgård has wrapped principal photography.
Wow.
It's already in the can. It's now in post-production. Wow. So we may actually get to see a goddamn Crow movie not starring Edward Furlong. Right. So I'm excited. I think that's a good choice. That would
be one chunky crow.
Oh, we've seen a Crow starring Edward Furlong.
I didn't see it.
Is that the desert one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where he's living in a trailer.
Yeah, that was terrible.
It is dumb as shit. And the guy from Bone... And Tara Reid was in that one also.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that says it all.
Yeah, it's dumb as shit. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
We've talked about Jason Momoa and Tom Hiddleston. And I think that apparently...
I think Jason Momoa would be better in Blade than the Crow.
Well, Blade kind of has to be black, buddy. That's kind of part of the thing.
No.
I mean, no. Once he's black, you can't go from black to white.
Oh yeah, you can. You can go from white to black.
I know, but you can't go the other way. We're not going to get a white Boys in the Hood anytime soon. It's going to be ridiculous.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys from the holler.
Chad, those guys disrespected us. I'm excited for this.
I like stole my sweater vest.
I like Bill Skarsgård as the Crow. Are you guys up on this the Smile movie?
Only
I want to see it really bad.
It's getting a lot of good buzz.
So here's the thing. They've been, as part of a viral marketing campaign, they've been sending people to sports events and just having them stand in the crowd and smile. And then they set up a time for them to be up on the big Titantron or whatever it is, just with this creepy fucking smile. Go to YouTube and check it out. It's scary as shit.
Nice.
There's something about that smile. It's like a dead face, but with like the big smile. Creepy shit going on there. Jason, I'm going to ask you to keep your boner in your pants for what I'm about to tell you.
Too late.
Trick or Treat sequel is in active development with Michael Dougherty attached to direct.
Ooh.
Are you ready for this?
I am very ready for that.
I hope it lives up.
That's the problem. I don't want to be a naysayer.
I know.
I don't want to be a piss on Jason's boner type of a dude.
I don't think it would live up to the first, but
it could be good.
It would be nice to see Sam in another movie.
Yes.
How do we update that? How do we... it's got to have some kind of a...
More tales.
Well, obviously. But it's going to have like some kind of a Facebook element to it, right? Because that was the beauty of the 2009. You had porn. You had all that fun stuff going on. Now we have TikTok and Instagram and all this horse shit. It's got to fit into that mythos somehow. I don't know.
I hope they keep it simple. I hope so. All they need to do is wrap it around the rules of Halloween, and you've got your anthology right there.
There it is, dude.
Yeah. And
bring Sam back, for Christ's sakes. I'm going to be pissed if he's not in this. Pearl will get a Blu-ray release next month.
Okay.
Psyched for that. I'll probably pick it up. Did you guys ever watch a TV show called The Terror? Do you remember that?
That sounds really familiar.
Probably about 5-6 years ago. I think it was on AMC, now that I think about it. I think it was like AMC's answer to American Horror Story.
Oh, was that about the ship?
So there was 3 seasons. The first season was about the ship. Second season was about a Japanese internment camp during World War II here in the United States. Third season was something else. I think it had something to do with like corporate something. The first season, the one about the ship, is getting a video game, and it's going to hit Steam next month. The first season was probably the best. I watched the first 2 seasons. First season's where you want to go.
Okay.
Something to think about. That's all we got on the horror news, boys. You guys ready for some listener mail?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Listener mail.
Yes, sir, or ma'am, or whatever you identify as. Here we go. Let's start things off with some emails. Uh-oh. Kat sent us an email.
And?
The horror slut. There is an attachment,
Uh-oh.
boys. I think I'm about to see some boobies. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Buddy, put your shirt back on.
Subject line, bribery. Evening, gents. I hope everyone had a safe week. I think my vote this week will go to the Predators. I doubt they would see zombies as proper prey, but they have technology and skills to win easily. Now, you mentioned a resurrection. If I have heard right, there are no rules against bribery. So, with that, and because you were ever so polite, I do enjoy gents with the proper manners.
Look at that shit-eating grin.
I know.
I can see the top of the attachment. I've added a bit of bribery for you good boys. Enjoy and have a safe and healthy week, Kat. Oh, boy. Look at look at those.
Those are boobs.
Those are healthy. That's a healthy set of lungs she's got on her. I need to find a way to get to London and check myself into a hospital. First thing, London.
Your monkeypox AIDS hybrid that you've got surely would get you there.
A rare case of Sudanese herpes that need to be looked at immediately by you, Kat.
You really know how to reel them in.
I'm telling you what. That's called romance, sir. That's 2 more for the Predators. Oh, excuse me. Right on. Thanks for writing in, Kat, and for sharing with us. Let's see what else we got here. Back here to Reno, Nevada, here comes the cowboy.
Hey, cowboy.
Subject line, overthought that one. LOL. Evening, padded room. Hope everyone is doing well and made it in tonight. Terradome Predators easily. Now, for Educate, I was totally overthinking it last week and didn't think you'd make it that easy. Haha. This week you are dead scared or the hazing. I am neither, cowboy. Don't have much as work is still taking up my time, but I'm excited for Terrifier 2 and Hellraiser this week. Terrifier 2 is playing in the theaters here on Thursday. Back to the grind. Hope everyone has a great week. Catch you on the flip, cowboy.
That's another one that looks really good.
Which one?
Terrifier 2.
I agree. And I'm getting pretty excited for the Hellraiser reboot on
Hearing
Hulu.
good things for both.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. But the Hellraiser hasn't come out on Hulu yet, has it?
No, but a couple of guys I follow on YouTube.
Yeah?
Excuse me. Got to, there's this, some kind of, like film convention in Texas right now.
Right on.
And that was one of the movies that they got. Both of those movies they got to watch.
Nice. So good things about Hellraiser also.
Yeah,
I like that.
Nice.
I'm excited for that. Well, it looks like it's going to be a short show this week, guys. That's all we got on the listener mail. You guys got anything for Cat or Cowboy?
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
That's okay. I like a short show every now and then.
Well, it makes up for all of our bullshitting for the first 20 minutes.
Of course, telling traumatic stories about my kids. Violet, I'm going to put you on the spot, baby doll.
Okay, what's up?
I know you have no idea what I'm talking. You've seen a Predator movie, have you not?
I have not.
You have not seen a Predator movie.
You guys, I'm like the virgin of horror movies. I really am. I wasn't allowed to watch them as a kid, and I'm just now.
Starting next week on the Patreon feed, Virgin of Horror Movies.
Yes.
We're going to pop her virgin cherry. All three of us probably at the same time. Okay. Well, I'm guessing you haven't seen Return of the Living Dead either.
Nope.
Okay.
So good.
So
those half-wits.
Allow me to explain. The Predator is an alien hunter, and sometimes he brings a group, usually of 3, and they hunt things. Usually aliens, soldiers, guys like that. They have technology, and then you have the Return of the Living Dead zombies, which are basically semi-intelligent zombies that can like talk and use tools, and they're kind of funny too.
Okay.
They can run. They can run too. Let's not forget about that.
I've seen that before. I've seen running or fast zombies, and I don't like it. Okay. Honestly, I like that slow.
It's more of a quick stumble.
I mean,
with a rapid shuffle.
True. Yeah, it's more like they get a good head of steam on them.
A brisk
movement. Think of like when Best Buy opens on Black Friday. That's the caliber of movement.
More lumbering.
Yeah,
tripping over everywhere.
Like a nice little like a speed walk kind of a thing. You know what I mean? What do you think, Violet? Who do you think would win that fight?
I'm gonna say Predators.
Okay. We'll go with Predators for you. 2 more for the Cowboy. Right on. And that, my friends, is it for the listener mail. You guys ready to get into a movie?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Where's the goddamn sink? Who are you?
My name is Pearl.
Well, there goes our big payday. She's just an innocent woman.
We ain't gonna sell her. It ain't what we do.
If you take me to my home, there would be a handsome reward. This way, to the brothel.
Gentlemen, please, make yourselves at home.
I understand there was a reward.
Of course. A handsome sum for these handsome men. Don't be afraid.
What just happened?
We gotta get out of this tomb. We need to find our way out of this. Don't go down swinging.
Let's go!
It's The Pale Door, buddy. Mm-hmm. It's from 2020. Stars Melora Walters, James Landry Hebert, and Pat Healy.
The trailer sounded good.
Yeah.
A lot of things looked really good about this movie. But we'll get into that in a second.
The ending credits?
We're gonna get another. It got 4.3 stars on IMDb. That is shockingly 0.9 stars better than Resident Evil. It's directed by Aaron R. Kuntz, written by Cameron Burns. Now, so this one is streaming on Shudder. I had seen it before. It's I'm a sucker for historical horror movies. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was watching one when you guys rang my doorbell today.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dead Birds. Have you guys seen Dead Birds?
No.
It's a much better version of this. But we'll get into that later. So we start off, we're in the Old West, and we start off with two kids, and they're at an old ranch-style house, and their house is suddenly under siege by what I can only perceive to be a lynch mob of sorts. Now, the lynch mob has a name. They're called the Pinkertons. Pinkertons and the Pinkerton Agency does bear some historical significance. I'll spare you the history lesson, but think of them in reality as somewhat of a private detective agency / private militia / leg breakers kind of dudes.
I just thought this was like the collective kind of landowners and people who have gotten fed up. I thought the Pinkertons were only on the train.
It is. We're going to get more into that as we go on, because this is much more story than we need here, but we'll get into that in a second. We have two brothers in the house, and the big brother is Duncan, and the little brother is Jake. I'm going to put Duncan probably 11 or 12, Jake probably 8 or 9, right? Mm-hmm. Sound about right? Jake is all scared, so Duncan gives him his handkerchief, and he says, hey, as long as you have this handkerchief, I'm right here with you. It's brother magic, and we're going to get out of this. And then Dad comes in and hands them both guns, and he's like, get out there, and we're going to kill these dudes. So they go out, and they're like running around in their pajamas with cowboy boots, which is actually kind of cute, I thought, with his little handkerchief on and his gun, and he's got his cowboy boots, and he's still, but he's still in his Old West onesie pajama, whatever that thing was called. So he's running around. They hide in an outhouse. We find out that this family has what I'm going to call a farmhand of the African American persuasion. And we're going to leave it at that, buddy. Mm-hmm. His name's Lester, and he's kind of like the go-to guy. He's like ushering them out of the house. Some dudes break into the shed where they're hiding, and then Lester kills them. And then I'm led to believe that they're led past what I can only assume is their parents' dead bodies being roasted on the front lawn. Did you guys get anything different than that?
Didn't see that part.
You don't remember that part?
No. Roasted, they were just lying down.
Is that what it was? Because there was a big fire on the front lawn.
Yeah, there was a fire on the front lawn, but I think it was the mom that I saw that she was just laying there on the ground.
Okay.
Shot.
So they just thought they'd have a bonfire on the front lawn?
I was thinking they burned down the house.
Okay. Oh, that could be it too. Yeah. Well, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Even in a backflash way down the road of the movie, they show him seeing the father getting shot.
Right.
But there's nothing if he got shot, then
why burn him?
Why would he wouldn't have been there long enough to see him also thrown into the fire pit.
Right. So I don't know. Well,
I didn't see any bodies in the fire.
Well, we didn't even really see the fire. We just see Lester ushering them past the fire, saying, don't look, don't look. And then there's that. I don't know what that means. They didn't burn the house down, clearly.
Right.
Because that comes into play here in a few minutes. Mm-hmm. All right, so now we're going to fast forward about 15, 20 years. We're in an old-timey saloon with a piano player and what I assume, what I would hope would be prostitutes hanging around with their garters up and things like that. And we got apparently they had busboys at the old-timey saloons.
I guess.
They did. This one does, anyway.
Yeah, this one does.
And he's walking around with a mop, and he knocks a drink over on an old prospector. And the prospector gets in his face, and he's like, hey, you fucker, you knocked over my drink. And the kid's 16. He's like, oh, gee, sir, I'm really sorry about that. And then the bartender's like, hey, man, And he points to the wanted poster, and we find out that the kid is part of the quote-unquote Dalton gang. Mm-hmm. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, the leader of the Dalton gang, we're going to find out very quickly that that's the younger brother, the bus boy, and the older brother is Duncan. His name is Duncan Dalton. Mm-hmm. All right, well, whatever.
It could have been Dunkin' Donuts.
Duncan Dalton coming at you.
Better than Eric.
Eric Dalton?
No, Eric.
Oh, Eric for the Phantom of the... Yeah.
Oh.
Well, whatever. All right, anyway. So the guy gets in the mop boy's face, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna..." And then he turns around, and the whole gang is behind him. Mm-hmm. And Duncan is the leader of this gang. He's got a posse, that standard bank robber, indigents, lovable dudes kind of a posse. Mm-hmm. So... now, this is the part that disappointed me the most right here. The acting ensemble that we have here, gentlemen. We have Noah Sagan playing Truman. We have Bill Sage playing Dodd. And we have Pat Healy, who looks stunningly like Jason Harrell, if you ask me, playing Wiley. These are like three superb genre actors. And, okay, Noah Sagan, Dead Girl. Follow. The Mind's Eye. These are great independent horror films. Bill Sage, American Psycho, Fender Bender. We Are What We Are, the Americanization.
Oh, okay.
And then we have Pat Healy, The Innkeepers, Cheap Thrills, Starry Eyes, for Christ's sakes.
Oh, yeah.
Any one of these dudes by themselves in a movie, and I'm already in. You put all three of them together, and I'm thinking this is going to be a magnificent horror bukkake of independent fright. It is, all over my face, buddy. I want it. Give it to me. And what we get instead is this. Mm-hmm. So, all right, well, I'm not saying I didn't like the movie, but here we go. So, Big Brother Duncan is here with his bank robbing posse. Let's talk about the posse. We've got Dodd, played by Bill Sage. He plays the asshole of the group, who's clearly only there for himself, but he kind of has a heart of gold in a weird way.
Mm-hmm. Always have to have one.
You do. You have Wiley, played by Jason Harrell. He is the brains of the operation. And he's played...
Much like Jason Harrell.
Much like Jason Harrell. Yeah. He's actually played by Pat Healy. You have Duncan, who's the leader, obviously. You have a mysterious... Not so mysterious, but I guess there's just like a token female involved. Her name's Brenda. She's a bit of a slut. And she brags.
She likes some D.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And she takes it any possible way she can get it, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. And then we have Buck. We don't need to get into Buck because he's going to last all of about 38 seconds. We have Noah Sagan playing Truman. He's like the handsome... loose cannon guy that's always like, he's always got the quick jabs, having a good time with his outlaw lifestyle. And we have a mysterious Native American that doesn't speak. He doesn't really serve any purpose. I think he was supposed to be like a medic or something. Because I don't know, whatever. We have to have that. So there's that. Anyway, they're planning their next big heist. They're going to rob a train, obviously. While they're hashing it all out, Buck gets into a shootout, a quick draw contest out on the street. And Buck isn't nearly as quick as he thought he was.
No.
Because the fat guy blows him to smithereens. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the gang comes out and kills the fat guy. Bye-bye, Buck. Now we have a problem because our train heist is one guy short. Mm-hmm. So Jake, the younger brother, steps up and he's like, I could do it, sure. And, of course, Duncan is like, no, you're making an honest living. Now, the purpose of Jake working as a stool boy here at the bar is so that he can save up enough money to buy the old farm back. Mm-hmm. He wants to do it legitimately. Okay, fair enough. Good for him. But if he can participate in this train robbery, that'll save him like a year of having to work at the fucking bar. So he's all in. Wiley and Duncan hash it out real quick, and they draw up a quick map, and they're like, well, Buck's dead, so we'll move him down here, and we'll bring Jake in, and he can just watch the horses while we do the thing, and it'll be all good. Okay, excellent. So now we're going to cut to the big train robbery. This is going to get a little silly, but it's fine. We start off with all the guys putting masks on and getting ready to rob the train, which is great, except as soon as they put the masks on and actually get into the train, Brenda immediately takes her mask off and identifies herself
to the
crowd. My name is Brenda, and I am here to kick ass and possibly suck a dick or two. I don't know which way I'm going yet, but here's some guns. You guys better mind your manners.
Yeah, she rolled off her whole name.
Yeah, she's very excited to be part of this. I'm glad that she wants credit for it. Dodd, the asshole, kills a couple of dudes. Probably not necessarily. We find out that the big treasure that was on this train actually boils down to one trunk of whatever's inside, which is heavily guarded by the Pinkerton Agency. Hired muscle, basically, is what it is. So we get like a little bit of a shootout kind of a situation. A bunch of guys get killed. Nothing too exciting happening. Dodd stabs a couple of dudes in the neck. That was kind of cool. Puts his spur in one guy's mouth while he's interrogating.
Awesome.
That was pretty cool. Jake catches one chick trying to escape, and he's like, hey, where are you going? What do you think you're doing? And she's like, I'm just trying to escape. And then he lets her go.
He had one job.
One job, Jake. That's why you're not part of the gang. My man, get back on that mop. So he lets her go because he feels sorry for her, and she was kind of cute. We finally get the trunk. We kill all the Pinkertons. We get the trunk off the train. We get to a safe location somewhere. We open up the trunk, and we find out inside is a, probably 11, 12-year-old girl? You think a little bit older, maybe? I don't know.
16.
16-ish? Okay, sure. And she's like, hey, thanks for letting me out of here. I don't know why those guys put me in a trunk. What the fuck, man? And they're like, yeah, what are you doing in a trunk? And she's like, I don't know. Crazy fucking thing. Listen, you take me back to my house and, we'll reward you. I don't know what these guys wanted with me.
She's also wearing like a leather type
Hannibal Lecter mask.
Yeah, it's got like some crosses in it.
Yeah. Now, while that conversation's going on, Dodd is like, you know what? I say we put her back on the trunk. Back in the trunk, put her back on the train. Let's forget this whole fucking thing happened.
He had the right idea.
He did. Unfortunately, he's the asshole of the group, so nobody listens to the asshole. Unless he's John Malkovich. If John Malkovich is playing the asshole, listen to John Malkovich, buddy. He's smarter than you. He's smarter than all of us. Even smarter than Jason Harrell, even though he's the brains of the group.
Doesn't take much.
It does. We have low standards here in the bedroom. So they're like, no. She's and while they're having this conversation, the cute chick that Jake let slide creeps through the bushes and shoots Duncan right in the gut. Boom! They riddle her, put her in the ground, of course. And now we have a bit of a problem. Lester is like, hey, where's this town you're from, and how much is the reward? And she's like, I don't know, it's a couple, maybe a day or two that way. Oh, they got a doctor there? Yeah, they do. Okay, so they take her, and she's going to lead them back to the town. They're going to collect a reward, hopefully see the doctor, and get Duncan patched up. Duncan's bleeding out. You could tell because he's doing that nodding off at the horse thing. All cowboys do that once they've been shot. Very, very cool. They get to the town, which is the exact same town that they left from. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. It's just a wider shot of the same saloon. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to nitpick this, but it's very obvious. They get there, and they're immediately... It's basically a shack is where they start at. So they get in there, and they're like, okay, you guys go find the doctor, bring him back here. Truman and the Native American guy go running off into the woods. They come back like 45 minutes later, and there's no town. It's just a bunch of woods. So I don't know. In the meantime, Jake is kind of like not flirting with, but he's kind of like, I don't know, not being as big of a dick to the girl that was in the trunk. So Dodd's all up his ass. He's like, you're getting sweet on her, you son of a bitch. And he's like, she's a 16-year-old girl. What do you want me to do? Throw a roundhouse kick? I don't know. She's not hurting anybody. I don't know why we have to be dickheads to her. At some point, the girl gets loose. She kind of vanishes, really.
Yeah.
Everybody's pointing guns at each other. I'm going to kill him because he let her go, and you can't kill him because he's the brother. And we get that very cool outlaw gang scene where they start to turn on each other, and they all point guns at each other at the same time. Happens in every outlaw heist movie. I love it. It's fun. I would like to do that.
Yeah, this thing's really beating down the stereotypes.
We are hammering the tropes hard here, boys. Speaking of The Crow, I don't think you'll find a better pull a gun and knife on your friend scene than you will in The Crow.
Fire it up.
Fire it up.
Fire it up.
We're going to have to swallow some 9mm rounds if we're going to do that. So that happens. Eventually, everybody calms their heels, and then our 16-year-old just casually walks back into the cabin.
Yeah, nonchalantly.
She's like, you guys are fucking assholes, and you went the wrong way. My town is actually this way. Come on, I'll take you to the doctor. So everybody kind of loads up, and we start heading off to the doctor. Turns out the doctor is actually a brothel. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Maybe there's one of the prostitutes has like a medical textbook.
They probably keep a lot of penicillin on hand.
I imagine so. There's probably a lot of mold growing around this place. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the problems I have quite a few problems with this movie, but one of the first ones that I have is just how well lit this whole place is. Mm-hmm. We get to see everything, and I feel like they kind of fucked that up.
Yeah.
Because if they had just toned down the lighting a little bit and kept some things a little more hidden, it would have been a lot more effective.
Yeah.
This place is very well lit, especially for being a brothel in the middle of the woods. Mm-hmm. Out comes the main head madam, whatever you call that. She's like, hey, oh my God, you brought my daughter back. Whatever you guys want, come on in. So naturally, everybody goes in there with a hard dick and getting ready to do some shots and bang some prostitutes and things like that. They take Duncan off to a side room. They're like, we're going to patch him up. He's going to be all good in no time. And they're like, okay, great. Jake is apparently a virgin and has also never killed anybody. So that's something that's going to be worth repeating as the movie goes on. Excellent. So now we get like a cute little montage of the guys doing shots. The Native American dude gets taken upstairs. Truman gets put into a hot bath and shaved. And Wiley, I think, had 2 chicks.
Wiley got his hair
He got a hairbrush.
And she kept some of
the hair. Dodd was very... he was actually having sex with his prostitute, but in a very lackluster kind of a way. I mean, you got to put some effort in, boys. Mm-hmm. Do you want to get this done, or do you want to fuck around? I would like to get it done. So that's all well and good. And now the head madam takes Jake into like a side room, and she's like, oh, look at you, you're so sweet and innocent. And she touches his hand, and this is where we get like a kind of like a flash thing of what's going on here. I'm going to cruise past some of this because there's a lot of shit that doesn't even really bear any importance to the story. So he gets like a mind scoop, and I don't know what else you call it, Jason Harrell. It's a mind scoop with a side of chocolate and some banana, maybe. And what happens, he gets like the backstory of this town and what the fuck is going on. So what we're going to say, for the purposes of our story, is that one of the Salem witches escaped the persecution and took apparently like 106 of her fellow witches with her. Because there is a shit ton of witches in this one brothel. Mm-hmm. I would say a small army. And they just escaped out west to wherever the fuck we are now, started a brothel, and they cast like an illusion spell on the place so nobody can find it. Am I getting this right, Jason?
I mean, look,
or am I
wasn't heavily invested, but I thought the mind scoop consisted of her telling the virgin that 200 years ago this night, I was pregnant, I was taken in,
right?
But I was
accused
of being
witchcraft.
In cahoots with the devil.
Right.
They burned me at the stake.
Okay.
But then all of the other chicks in the town
were witches.
Saved me.
Okay.
Like I didn't think she had anything to do with being a witch.
Okay.
It's just that she was brought back by a bunch of witches.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's not a witch?
Well, she got.
I thought she
200
got
years
the
ago.
head of the
She got jumped in.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
200 years
now.
ago, she was just a pregnant woman.
Yeah, she's just a pregnant chick.
And they burned her, and then the witches are like, "We'll make you one of ours."
Okay. I didn't get any of that, but all right. I'm glad you guys are paying attention. All right, so I guess that's what happened. And then they escaped Salem and started this fucking titty twister situation out in the middle of nowhere and put like an illusion spell so nobody could find it.
So let me sidetrack it.
Please do.
Was there ever any mention of Salem whatsoever?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, that's where the whole shit started, right?
Yeah, the priest or whatever that was talking, his speech or whatever that he gave.
Yeah.
Before, they burned her to stake. He said that he came from Salem.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't Salem.
He traveled from
Salem.
Okay.
So he's doing like this traveling around.
Well, no wonder he's quick to point a finger.
Yeah. Franchising is what he's doing. You got to branch out. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't only burn these chicks. You got to, go to Sacramento and burn some other chicks. Burn all the chicks here. You got to fucking... All right, so there you go. There's your backstory. And now these poor outlaws have stumbled upon this witchy brothel, and now it's that moment in the movie where Salma Hayek turns into a giant snake vampire, except it's not Salma Hayek, and there's no snake vampire. Instead,
no toe sucking.
There's no toe sucking. This movie could have done with some toe sucking.
Absolutely.
There is one set of breasts in this movie.
Yeah.
They're very nice. But you got to really be paying attention, man. Because it's very quick. Anyway, this is the point where she springs the trap and all the ladies turn into gnarly witches. And, all right, so I don't know what the look was we were going for with the witches. To me,
a few different ones.
Yeah, a few different ones.
To me, it looked like the Halloween 3 mask with like some sludge thrown at it.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
100%.
Yeah. And
then like
demons. The long, lumpy nose.
Stupid nose.
But only for a few of them.
Other ones just had like the sludge on their face. And other than that, they look fine. But they can crawl up the walls.
Yeah, they're like soot creatures.
Sure. Soot creatures. That is my new name for downtrodden prostitute. Let's go down to 4th
Get over here, you soot creature.
Let's go down to 4th Street. Get us some soot creatures.
Get off me, you soot creature.
That is also going in the show notes. So it's great. They're climbing up the walls, and we get like that whole... It's that scene in Dusk Till Dawn where the vampires are revealed, and everybody gets attacked all at the same time. Mm-hmm. So Truman gets killed. Dodd makes it out. Wiley makes it out. The Native American gets killed. Lester makes it out. Duncan is completely unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Now, they can't touch Jake because he's like the sweet, innocent dude.
Golden child.
Yeah, his blood is some kind of commodity, and they need him untouched. Mm-hmm. So off our outlaws go, running out. As they're running out, they find out Brenda is being burned at the stake.
Yeah.
Why? For not being a witch? For being the one actual female in this group? I don't know, but they're all just like, oh shit, gotta go. Nobody wants to help Brenda at all. Mm-mm. Fuck me.
Could have at least shot her.
Yeah, you could at least put her out of her misery. Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, they go running off into the woods. They go running around, kind of get lost a little bit. These chicks are chasing them, and they're getting up on the trees. They make it back to the little shack where they kind of barricade the place up, and they kind of make they count their ammo and all that shit. They're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. They come to the conclusion, I think Jake figured it out, that they need to get back to the church. Because now the chicks are like summoning wolves or coyotes to chase them around, and they're
very ineffective wolves.
Yeah. I don't think they were wolves. I think they were like
lackluster dogs.
Yeah, maybe like a German Shepherd or something. I don't know. I don't know what they were doing, but they didn't do shit.
Hellhounds.
Except
there you go.
Like the
minus the hell
didn't quite make the cut of the Hellhound.
Yeah,
I like the farm league,
the rejects.
Yeah, the farm league. If you kill 3 people,
you didn't make the cut
here at the weird prostitution thing. Then you can become a full Hellhound,
right?
And that's much scarier, I guess. Anyway, we got to get back to the fucking church. At this point, we're down to Wiley, Jake, Lester, Dodd, and that's it, right? Am I forgetting anybody?
The cast is still pretty thick and heavy.
It is. Mm-hmm. So, okay, let's rock and roll. We got to get back to that church. Now, it seems to me that it would make more sense just to get the fuck out of there, but they want to go back to the church. So they take off. We got 2 groups of 2. You got Lester and Jake, I think, and then Dodd and Wiley. Dodd and Wiley make it back to the church. Lester and Jake get completely confused and end up doing a couple laps around the woods before they get back to the church. Mm-hmm. Before they get back there, though, Lester gets bit on the ankle by one of the witches, which is weird. It's a weird place to bite somebody. I guess if you come in low enough, maybe you're doing like a low crawl, kind of a, I don't know, do you want to sneak up on him, get him right in the ankle? They kill a couple more witches, and then they go running into the church. Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. Now we're making another final stand. The witches can, in fact, not get into the church. Right. Oddly enough, they have a red line drawn around the church.
Yeah,
as if weird. To say,
just so you know, we can.
Yeah, that's like the.
It's like somebody holed up there before.
Yeah.
But apparently that didn't work out.
They did so more successfily, I assume.
Because there's no bodies in there.
There's no bodies in there, and the place isn't trashed, so there's that. They're in there, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Now, Wiley has like a thing of beef jerky that he's been eating. At some point, they put the hooga booga on him, and he just starts eating something else. Yeah. And like blood's coming out of his mouth, and they're like, "Oh God, stop eating that!" And he's like, "I'm just so hungry." All right, well, after that, he stands up and goes full Event Horizon on us, and like cuts his own eyeballs out and slits his throat. From there, we get put on the ceiling for some reason. We take Dodd and Jake and we put them on the ceiling, and now they're upside down, and they're like, "Oh shit, we're on the ceiling." All right. That lasts a few minutes, and then they get put back on the ground. Yeah. Very confusing. Mm-hmm. I don't know what these witches want. From there, Lester
puts a new meaning. We'll turn this place upside down.
Okay. Kind of neat, actually.
Yeah.
See that Lionel Richie music
video? A lot of dust on this fan up here.
Lester dies and somehow births a crow.
Yeah, out of his mouth.
Out of his mouth. That's pretty gnarly. Mm-hmm. And so this whole thing is boiling down to is this is our last stand. Dodd, who is the asshole and a bit of a badass, is like, "You know what, son? We're probably going to die here. Let's go out there and see if we can't kill a few more of these chicks before we do." So they go running out, Butch Cassidy style, shooting their guns off at the witches as they go. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole allure to Jake was that he had never taken a life. Mm-hmm. He never killed anybody.
Right.
He killed quite a few witches in the back and forth. Did he not? Did he not shoot?
I don't think he ever killed anybody.
Yeah, no? I think he shot a lot and missed.
Well, I could have swore at one point
he shot a door.
Yeah, he shot a door. It was pointed out.
They even made fun of him.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's right. It was a door.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, well, there goes that theory. All right. Anyway, Dodd sacrifices himself so Jake can get away, but Jake doesn't get away. He just runs around the corner and stops, and just waits while Dodd's getting mangled to death by the witches. And then he's like, once Dodd is officially dead, then he's like, "Okay, now I'm going to leave." And then he goes walking through the buildings. At that point, the main witch, or whatever her name is, pops out, and she's like, "Hey, I can give you whatever you want. You just got to give me some of that sweet virgin innocent blood." And he's like, "What do you mean whatever I want?" So then he strikes up this deal where she's going to restore Duncan to life and let him walk free in exchange for Jake. So Duncan comes out, and they have this dipshit line. I hate this, man. I hate this.
Big brother.
"Hey, little brother. Hey, big brother."
Yeah.
Come on.
What's up with that blood, that bro magic?
Come on, man. That is pretty silly, but whatever. That's by and far the least silly thing about this movie. Duncan comes out and he's like, "Oh," and Jake is like, "Hey, big brother," and he's like, "Hello, how are you?" And
Jake?
He's like, Jake. "That's not my brother." And then she does a little breep on him, and then he's like, "Oh, it's me. Hey, little brother." And then they hug it out, and then we have this moment that I felt was supposed to be very touching, it didn't hit me at all. I don't know about you guys, where Jake is like, I'm going to protect you. And then he gives the handkerchief back to Duncan, and then he makes the witches show him Duncan riding off with his, bullet hole healed and all that shit. And then after that, they take Jake, and then after that we see Duncan back at the family farm with a pregnant wife, digging a hole or feeding chickens or some shit.
He's got a cross.
He's got a cross with
the bandana on it.
Yeah.
And then there's a crow perched up on the ledge.
And that's the end of
the movie.
That's the end of the movie. What'd you guys think of the Pale Door?
I thought it was good, but it was because, up until the witch scene, but it's because I had my own idea how this movie was going to go.
Okay.
So I liked my idea better than what it actually was.
Give me your idea.
Okay, so when it got, you know how the whole beginning where they killed the mom and dad and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I assumed mom was a witch. So I'm going into this whole thing invested, these are like the sons of the witches, and now they're going to meet up and then they're going to kill all the bad guys, whatever. I mean, I just went this whole route with it. And then when I realized, the big reveal is they're thieves. It's like, well, no shit, we knew that already.
They're all a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, so I was just, I don't know. I was just like, whatever, this is stupid.
I like your idea much better, buddy. That's bad, yeah. Jay, what do you think?
4.5 stars.
That's exactly what I gave 4.5. Yeah.
That's probably about where I'm at.
It had a lot wrong with it.
Yeah. Not to nitpick, but I think my biggest disappointment was that you put Pat Healy, Bill Sage, and Noah Sagan in one movie, and it turned out to be this. You could have done so much more. Understate the witches. By all means, make them witches. Have a whole covenant thing going on where they need to sacrifice something. Don't turn them into Jim Henson slime bags. You know what I mean? That looks stupid. And even if it does look that stupid, tone the lighting down a lot, so that we don't have to see how stupid it is. You know what I mean?
If you're running an old Western brothel, you should have the lighting down to begin with.
And there should be some actual sex happening.
You made a big point, though. If that lighting was down, I mean, the creatures on the walls, that would look so much freakier.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. Absolutely.
I was really surprised how vivid you could see
everything.
The initial witches that were on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like broad daylight in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't like some subtle movement on the ceiling.
Yeah. That would have been much better that way.
Big reveal.
Violet, did you sit through this movie?
I did.
In its entirety?
I did.
What did you think?
I was disappointed at all of the flashbacks and the way that they just laid out the story.
I get that. I call that lazy writing.
I think that's what it was.
And I know how I knew this right from the get-go. When they're at the bar and he says, hey, little brother, hey, big brother, I can figure out that those are the two from the fucking thing at the beginning. I don't need you guys to identify yourselves. You know what I mean? I hate that. I hate it. It drives me crazy. Not a lot of potential here.
There definitely was potential.
Not a lot of execution.
No, they failed at that.
Yes. I'm going to say you can skip the Pale Door, gentlemen. Why don't we take us a little break? Shall we? Yeah, let's do that.
I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite and tear my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. clouds rain on my head. Empty thoughts fill my ears. Find my shade by the moonlight. Why my thoughts aren't so clear. Demons dreaming, breathing, breathing, and coming back again. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came.
If you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, my friends, if I were to go to a brothel populated by witches, I would break out a debit card. You know, I'm not. That's like a new thing.
I don't think a town like that had a.
Well,
debit.
Obviously not. I'm talking about 2022 brothels with pop. I mean, it wouldn't be actual. They'd be like Wiccans or something like that.
Just swipe it between the breasts.
Bleep bloop. Paid in full. Let's go, honey. We got to get this going. Right on, dudes. Let's go ahead and get ourselves into the Terradome, shall we?
No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in. I'll kill you all. I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'll be the great empire. This dream come true.
6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face, with blackish eyes, the devil's eyes.
Welcome to the Terradome.
First, last week's winner. In teams competition, Jason Harrell, we had the Return of the Living Dead Zombies versus the Predators. Oh, shit. As usual, I am wildly unprepared.
We just spent 15 minutes talking about it.
It was a whole fucking thing. The flammable qualities of 2,4,5-trioxin were vastly overlooked by the local militia, but not the hunters. The chemical reaction of heated plasma on the chemical compound set off a chain reaction that left the zombies in ashes. With a vote of 7-1, the Predators advance over the Return of the Living Dead Zombies.
Man, where did that one vote come from?
It was me!
Oh, yeah, of course it was.
I voted for the Return of the Living Dead Zombies. I thought they had a shot. Apparently I was wrong. Motherfuckers. God damn it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with the listener mail that came in this week, we are going to invoke a resurrection clause.
What?
And with that said, and with cat's boobs, we are bringing back the Silent Hill Nurses in a special one-off resurrection match. Now, this is going to be a little complicated, and I may need Jason Harrell to help me explain this. So what we're going to do, we have 8 competitors left, and there wasn't going to be a match tonight. I was just going to announce the semifinals. But instead, we're going to bring back the Silent Hill Nurses to meet a random competitor in tonight's very special resurrection match. That being said, Violet is going to roll this 8-sided die. I've numbered the competitors. The Brides of Dracula, number 1. Werewolves, number 2. Sawyers, number 3. Predators, number 4. Universal Monsters, number 5. Cenobites, number 6. Critters, number 7. And the Lost Boys, number 8. Violet, roll the dice and tell us who the Silent Hill Nurses are going to face. They will be facing the werewolves. Now,
oh, snap.
In order to expedite this process a little bit, the 4 of us are now going to vote on that was stupid.
What?
On who is going to win in a fight between the Silent Hill Nurses and the werewolves. So it's just been brought to my attention that this is actually a rematch.
Yeah.
From the match that the Silent Hill Nurses lost 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. So the 4 of us are going to vote now. In the event of a tie, I'm going to bring my 8-year-old son, Deacon, in here. And he will decide who wins the fight. Jason, werewolves or nurses?
Werewolves.
Buddy, werewolves or nurses?
You know, I'm going to say because they resurrected, they came back stronger. So I'm going to go for the nurses.
Nurses? Violet?
I'm going to go for the werewolves.
Well, now I've got to go for the nurses. And we are going to pause the recording for 1 second. Without further ado, my main man, my son Deacon, is in the house. Deacon, we have a very important question for you. Are you prepared to answer it?
Yes.
Are you sure? A lot on the line here, buddy.
No pressure.
A lot of pressure. I mean, not really pressure. Deacon, what we need to know is who would win in a fight between a pack of werewolves and the Silent Hill Nurses?
Silent Hill Nurses.
My man! All right, it is decided. There you have it. It is decided. The resurrection clause is enacted. The werewolves are eliminated and replaced by the Silent Hill Nurses. Sorry, Freddie. I know you had the werewolves, but you should have seen those boobs, bud. And with that, the semifinals are in place. We have the Universal Monsters versus the Cenobites, the Critters versus the Lost Boys, the Brides of Dracula versus the Silent Hill Nurses, the Sawyers versus the Predators. Join us next week, and the fights will resume, ladies and gentlemen.
The question is, next season, will you be somehow incorporating a resurrection clause?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there's now 2 special clauses. The instant kill clause, in which if a director calls in and votes, then that if he is the director of one of the 2 combatants, such as when Don Coscarelli called in and voted for the tall man, that's an instant kill.
Yes.
He wins.
Yeah.
And now we have the boobs clause. Good for 1 resurrection. All right, inmates, the fights will resume next week. In the meantime, it's time for us to tell you what movies we got to watch this week in a little segment called What Are You Looking At?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Are you guys doing the 31 for 31 situation?
Yep.
I have not.
Well, I don't know what your problem is. How about The Resurrected from 1991? You guys seen that one? Chris Sarandon, the chick from Harvard's Head.
Gosh, it's been a long time.
Lovecraftian, very cool. That's one of mine. Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to rewatch that one, not so much for the 31 for 31, but something you said last week. The Franklin effect. Very much, I get what you're saying, but I would change the name of that to the Heather Donahue effect. Who do you think is more annoying, Franklin or Heather Donahue?
Franklin.
Really?
All day long.
Just because of the raspberry?
I would say Heather Donahue.
Heather Donahue.
He does a lot more whining and stuff.
He is stuck in a wheelchair, sir. I mean,
yeah, okay, but that's just life. She's actually like in a horrific situation.
Right.
He's just a whiny prick.
She is a bossy snatch. I'll take the whiny prick over the bossy
She's
snatch.
the director.
She's not a director. She's a kid with a camera.
She's directing a film.
Oh, bullshit. Dracula from 1931. The original Bela Lugosi.
Wow,
if you guys want to see a very crisp version of this, it's streaming on Peacock right now. Looks great.
Oh, nice.
The Legend of Hell House from 1973. We all seen that?
Yeah.
Great. Vampirism, hypnotism, bestiality, necrophilia, pedophilia, a host of other sexual things going on in this house. And lastly, Dead Birds from 2004. If you want to see a better version of The Pale Door that's not From Dusk Till Dawn, check out Dead Birds.
Cool.
Same thing. Bank robbery, go hold up at a fucking place and get all fucked up. Civil War era, that one, though.
No, nice.
Yeah. That's all I'm looking at, Jason. What do you got?
We have kicked off 31 for 31 in the old Harrell household.
Beautiful.
We draw a random title from a small witch's cauldron.
Wow.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Thing out of it.
Yeah.
So the first night was the movie I was least looking forward to.
Oh, shit.
Hey, at least you get it over with.
It was Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not a big fan.
Get out of here.
It's a kid's movie.
It's fine.
I'll take Beetlejuice over Hocus Pocus.
Me too.
I'd rather watch Hocus Pocus.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Then I got very fortunate because the next draw was 3 movies. Paranormal Activity 1, 2, and 3. So we've watched Paranormal Activity 1 and 2.
Okay.
I watched Dark Night of the Scarecrow.
Okay.
Because I cannot for the life of me keep my Scarecrow movies straight. I couldn't remember if this was the movie I wanted to watch, which it was not, because that is Scarecrows.
Okay.
About a bank robbery or like a plane heist type deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good flick. That is not what I watched.
No. A lot of people forget that Dark Night of the Scarecrow was actually a made-for-TV
TV movie.
So it's very tampered down.
Mm-hmm.
Very highly rated on IMDb. It wasn't bad, but it's very TV.
It's got a huge cult following, and I'm not 100% sure I know why.
I was surprised to see that Larry Drake was
Bubba. Was his name Bubba?
Playing a Bubba, but playing a kind of retarded guy.
Yeah.
Not only in L.A. Law, but in this.
He kind of got typecasted as a doofus.
Right.
As a half-wit, if you will.
That's all I got.
Right on. Buddy, you got anything?
Yeah, so watched Conversation with a Killer, the John Wayne Gacy tapes. Saw the whole season of that one.
Nice.
Really like that.
Yeah?
And then...
Buddy, you're not supposed to like that. Do you understand that? Last week he jumps out with, I like Nazis. Buddy, you're not supposed to like these things. You understand that? You're going to get us canceled, you freak.
And another one I really like, Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Excellent.
Oh, man,
That's
what a great show.
Evan Peters one.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
I've seen that almost twice, because I watched the first 3 episodes, and then I ended up starting it over and watching the whole thing again.
Oh, very cool.
And it's really good.
Only
it's
the
not
make-out scenes.
Yeah. It's not documentary style. This is more like a movie style premise, versus John Wayne Gacy. But they did bring up in Dahmer Ed Gein, like real quick, and then they brought up John Wayne Gacy, and what I didn't know is the day John Wayne Gacy died, when they injected him, was the same day that Dahmer got baptized.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's creepy.
I know. Pretty weird.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Very creepy.
Very creepy.
Right on.
That's it.
Right on. Well, let's get into some immersion therapy.
Looking forward to getting home tonight, though, because it's Paranormal Activity 3.
Ooh.
Which is the best one.
I agree. I would agree with that. Other than maybe the first one. First one is pretty fucking strong, dude.
First one is good. I think part 2 is actually stronger than part 1, though.
I'm going to disagree with that. I would say if I had to give you a power ranking right now, I would go 1, 3, 4, 2. What is that? The dark ones? The one where they went to the hood?
That was terrible.
The marked ones.
The marked ones.
Yeah.
I did not like that one.
No.
And then Ghost Dimension, and then that last one that had nothing to do with anything. What was that called?
I'll go with Next of Kin.
Next of Kin.
Yeah. I'll go 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, Ghost Dimension, Next of Kin.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on, dude. Let's get into some immersion therapy then, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Immersion therapy.
Moloch from 2021. You guys got a chance to check it out?
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at that.
I liked it.
Yeah. The ending was a bit of a kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
I thought. Especially when she sees the skeleton ghost with her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that, man. Right?
Yeah, pretty good flick. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Kept me interested.
Some lackluster CGI, reminiscent of Mama.
Yeah. That. Local folklore, child sacrifices.
An occasional pacing issue, but for the most part, pretty enjoyable.
I was into it.
Yeah, slow burn.
Kept me interested.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. That one is streaming on Shudder. Buddy, what do you got for us this week?
All right, this week let's check out 2022's Sissy. This is about a teen best friends, Cecilia and Emma. After a decade run into each other, Cecilia is invited on Emma's bachelorette weekend, where she gets stuck in a remote cabin with her high school bully with a taste for revenge.
Thought it was going to be some kind of biography about my upbringing, being called Sissy left and right.
Wow.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
And you'll find this gem on Shudder.
Check that shit out, inmates. We'll do the same and compare notes next week. But now we must educate Darian.
Educating Miss Monica.
First, my clues from last week. It is pledge night, and it also happens to be Halloween night. I am a buxom young sorority pledge with a bit of a mechanical inclination, and my, I guess, initiation is to stay in this creepy old house.
Very creepy.
Very creepy. Along with my slutty friend that's on Quaaludes, 2 horny dudes, possibly a maniacal deformed killer, possibly a bunch of ghosts, possibly a bunch of other horny frat dudes that are trying to scare us and get into my panties. Who might I be, you ask? Another made-for-TV movie, oddly enough, Hell Night, 1972.
Wow.
Starring Linda Blair. That was when she was like in her slutty phase.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
She had a nice body on her for quite some time. And she got naked quite a bit. Not in this one, but in other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. Who might I be? Who might I be this week?
I can see.
Very exciting.
Don't ask me to stand up. I'm going to talk myself into a boner. Who might I be this week, you ask? Good question. I am a vengeful demon that has come to a very small Scottish town. Why the fuck have I been arrested all of a sudden? That's okay. I'm glad I was arrested because all the a-holes that I need to exact my vengeance on are in this jail with me, and they've got nowhere to go, and I've got nowhere to go, and I'm going to fuck some shit up on their asses. Starting with the guy that beats up his wife every Saturday night, then I'm going to move on to the drunk driver, and then after that, I might start looking at these cops, because they're a little shady themselves. And I'm going to bring the barbed wire on their bitch asses. Who might I be, you ask? Tune in next week, and I will drop some knowledge on you, inmates. In the meantime, drop us a line. Why don't you? Area code 775-387-0275. That's the mental health hotline. The regular old email is thepaddedroom2011@hotmail.com. Let us know what you think of the boob resurrection inclinate, whatever you fucking clause that I have instituted into the Terradome. Let us know what you think of where the Terradome's going to go. Give us your Halloween movies, your 31 for 31. We'd love to know what you're watching this Halloween season. In the meantime, I think that's about it for us. Join us next week for the autopsy of Jane Doe here in Witch Month.
I just realized that tit pig made two things rise.
It did. Yeah. Maybe one of them's going to rise again later after my wife goes to sleep. In the meantime, I'd like, comment, subscribe wherever you found this show. That helps our visibility quite a bit. If you're in the mood and you're feeling into possibly taking ownership of January, a $5 donation will get you control of the month, a Padded Room t-shirt, a Padded Room travel mug. I think I'm all out of porn, to be honest with you. I think I sent it all away. And you'll get control of the month of January. Go to support.paddedroompodcast.com. I did it!
Like a champ.
Wow. I did it! It's because I wrote it down right there. Find out, or you can just go to paddedroompodcast.com. There's a Patreon link there. You can hit that to take you to the place where you need to be. In the meantime, for Monica and Absentia, Jason Harrell, Buddy, Violet, my son Deacon, boobies from around the world, nurses that get resurrected because of those boobies, Wild West shootouts that end in stabbings on a train, of all things, witches with probably culturally inappropriate hook noses, and the Padded Room podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Bye.
Have a great week.
What are the strongest days of the week? Saturday and Sunday, because they are not weekdays.